Tonight, we are all about maybe mythical, maybe not so mythical creatures. Depends on your point of view. We're going to be doing the newest mermaid book, The Mermaid Who Came In on the Tide, and a little story from Outwire. So, Eric, I hope you're watching. I would like to mention that, yes, my hair is cut. Look at that. And I did it right here at home. Yes, look at that. We didn't even have to reopen the whole state. It's not that hard. Scissors. Look at that. We all lived. We all lived. Anyway, so we're doing The Mermaid Who Came In on the Tide. This is done by my fantastic illustrator friend, Savra Meyer-Lippold. And she is in South Africa, so Savra, if you're watching. So this book was supported and came to being because of Warren Stewart, who is just absolutely an awesome human being. And the proceeds from this book go to 4 kids. So if you want one, hit me up. I will happily get one to you. Let's support 4 kids, which is for families that are homeless in the city of Norfolk. And it is in memory of Elsie Stewart. This book is dedicated to all the families in need of shelter and support. May they find their way to 4 kids or be reached by helping hands wherever they may be. With special thanks to Warren Stewart, who never misses an opportunity to help others succeed. Savra illustrated him into the book. That's his mama. So, Quinn, my youngest son, had complained bitterly that of all of my books, he never got into any of them. His name's never been in one. So, now that he's 16, I'm not sure he's as thrilled about me granting his wish. Be careful what you wish for. Quinn was trying to get to school on time, and his cat, Tuna, was standing in his way. Tuna meowed, "Let me out! Meowed!" When Quinn opened the door to go to school, Tuna ran out. She headed straight for the nearby beach, and Quinn ran after her, calling, "Tuna! Tuna!" His friends Elsie and Jackson saw him running and joined the chase. They all shouted, "Tuna! Tuna!" as they ran. Oh, there's Khalil. A little girl was sitting on the sand. The cat was on her lap, purring happily and licking her finger like it was a lollipop. "Tuna," she said. "I love tuna. Will you feed me?" Oh, it's a picture book, so we got to really do the full on. Oh, there she is, rocking some hair there. "What are you doing out here all alone?" Quinn asked. Her eyes were a strange, sparkly green. She was wearing a glittery blue dress with shiny, scaly name tag that read, Laurel. "Well, I'm a mermaid," Laurel said. "I was already with my school this morning. We're on a trip to learn about shipwrecks, but I got on the wrong tide on my way to the Nauticus Museum, and I'm totally stranded." This is based in Ocean View, by the way. Because the local light rail line was named the Tide, Quinn said, "The wrong tide? There's only one tide, and it doesn't go to the beach. Yet." Laurel giggled. "Humans are so weird. Only one tide? A tide that doesn't go to the beach? Of course the tide comes into the beach. I came in on the tide." "A mermaid?" said Elsie. "Seriously, did you hit your head? Look, there's no such thing as mermaids." Laurel and Elsie argued about mermaids all the way to Quinn's house. To stop them from talking, Quinn made tuna sandwiches. Laurel ate the fish and left the bread behind. "More, please," said Laurel, after letting out a very large burp. "We better call your school," Elsie said, picking up the telephone. "Which one is it?" But the little mermaid held up a big seashell that Quinn's mom kept on her windowsill. "Oh, don't worry. I called them already from this phone. They're on their way." Before Elsie could argue, they heard a knock, knock, woof sound that came from the front door. They could also hear wind, rain, and it sounded like a very large, wet train arriving. Knock, knock, woof. "Oh, that'd be the tide," said Laurel, shouting it over the storm. "I told you it came to the beach." "What's that knocking?" Jackson shouted. "Trains don't knock." "Oh, that's the mermaid code knock, so that I know that it's safe to answer the door. It's 2 knocks with your fist and 1 with your tail." Knock, knock, woof. 2 with your fist, 1 with your tail. Remember that. It's important. It happened again. Knock, knock, woof. "Better answer it or it's going to get really messy," Laurel shouted. Too late. The door burst open. The water gushed in. It was like having someone turn on a faucet in your face. By the time the 3 friends could get the water out of their eyes, Laurel was gone. The rain was gone too. The wind stopped. It was sunny. They were really late for school. "Okay, that was crazy," said Jackson. They stepped outside to head for school and saw a life-size sculpture of a mermaid mounted on a pipe in front of the house. Tuna was rubbing against the pipe, which I think we all know from earlier stories is significant. The mermaid sculpture looked exactly like Laurel, only as a mermaid. One of the statue's arms was stretched out as if pointing at something, and hanging from her wrist was a string of seaweed with a large pink shell and the word "phone" carved on it. It's a shell. It's a phone. It's a shell phone. The shell phone rang. As soon as Quinn touched it, this is what he heard. "The Atlantic Mermaid Academy would like to thank you for helping one of our students in her time of need. This sculpture is a gift from the Academy to mark your home as a safe space for little mermaids. Please take 10 paces in the direction that the statue is pointing in order to find your treasure." Just then, Laurel's voice came over the shell phone. "Please say thank you to Tuna. I'll leave fish for him every time I'm in the area." There was a click, followed by the sound of the ocean. They took 10 paces and looked around. There was a bird bath. A message had been carved in the stone under the water. Wishing water. Say a mermaid's name. Make a wish. Everybody recognize that area in the background? "Ooh, what should we wish for?" Quinn asked his friends. Ooh, let's wish to be mermaids," squealed Elsie. The two boys shouted, "No way!" Jackson said, "Laurel was amazing. I wish everyone in the city could see a mermaid." Yeah-oh. The sky glowed with purple and green lights. "Jackson, what did you do?" cried Elsie and Quinn. Mermaid sculptures, like the one in front of them, popped up all over the city, pointing to a place where a mermaid has been to visit. Some even point to wishing water. People can use them to wish for all kinds of things. But cats use them to wish for the sky, to rain tuna and mermaids. And there you have it. What you should know about this book also is that all of the illustrations in it are real kids from our chess program and from Larchmont here in Norfolk. So, including our mermaid. So, for mermaids, to small deities, sort of. So this piece appeared in Outwire, thanks to Eric. And time to read it. Two City and Norfolk workers, oh yes, we have our mace. Two City and Norfolk workers stood on a path in Jeff Robertson Park, looking utterly miserable as they faced a tiny statue of Cupid they'd been dispatched to dispatch. "You go get him," said one. "Oh, no, I don't do shrines," said the second man. "I was on a walk, which takes me past the spot that runs beside the railway tracks between Hampton Boulevard and the Mallory Pool area on the Elizabeth River Trail." Come on, don't tell me that the city sent you guys to come get Cupid." The second man said, "Yep, somebody called the little guy in. Now, we can't leave without him, but, you know how it is." No. I really didn't know how it is to have to go and take away a little patch of hope from the world. It's simply beyond me that folks nationwide feel so driven to regulate how other people show their preference for expressing their love. For the record, I completely support the LGBT Cupid, both marital and statuary. Speaking of marriage, believe me, when I tell you that if anybody should be giving this little cherub the heave-ho, it should be me as I process the unexpected 30-year divorce. No, divorce after 30 years and Cupid, it didn't seem good. Yet, here I am, lamenting the fact that someone can call the park po-po, and the next thing you know, Cupid's got to go. Now, the only clue as to why anybody might have wanted him gone was a letter dated one day earlier. It was from a woman berating her daughter's affinity for the sculpture. And it railed on and on about it being an altar to witchcraft and matches forged in sorcery, and wow. While my spiritual beliefs don't run towards witchery, I'm a strong believer in live and let live, hope and let hope. Also, it wasn't all that long ago that the few who objected to the love locks on the Hague Bridge overruled the many to have those symbols banished. From the structural integrity perspective, I get it. But, on a larger scale, it just seemed like another shot at Cupid's devotees. The chain link fence behind the statue was covered with little white ribbons with lovers' names written on them. It reminded me of the wishing tree on Redgate Avenue, where folks therapeutically write out their aspirations and tie them to the tree. The tree's magic, power, I think, comes from the unity and empathy we feel when we read the notes. And here's hoping nobody decides to deforest hope as the work of the devil next. But below the cherub, in Latin, is written, Cupid alteris scriptor, Cupid's altar. Okay, you're going to pardon the Latin because... Interrogame et audi vocem tuam, que necessaria sunt amoris mist ad me. Okay, my best guess with the help of Google Translate was, ask and your voice will be heard for what you need to find love. It could also be Latin for, I'm a tiny statue that can't even fend off 2 city workers. I really hope you have a B plan. The men looked at me, their B plan, and asked if I would take Cupid so that they didn't have to. As I lifted the tiny statue, a small snake curled beneath its base, raised its arrow-like head. Its forked tongue razzed me. There will be no snake in the garden where Cupid's going, I whispered to the creature. In his new safe haven, all love is welcome. So Cupid now sits in retirement in my garden. The altar, mostly hidden under the soil, will soon be covered by forget-me-nots. He may not have protected my heart, but I've got his back. Why, then, is Cupid sitting here, not on his little base, in my front yard? Because somebody's grumpy out there. Somebody kicked Cupid a couple days ago. Kicked him. I found him way off, like down the street. I don't know what y'all got against this little guy. Come on, now, he's so cute. Look how cute he is. He only has one wing because when they kicked him, he lost a wing. And this is a light that lights up the base. So, I'm gonna make another wing for Cupid here in quarantine or lockdown, or whatever we're calling it. Yep, that's my weekend project. I'm gonna make a wing for Cupid, and then he's going back out there. Yes, he is. Because love conquers all. And those who try to conquer love are going to have to come see me. Meanwhile, if anybody's looking for love, it's here in quarantine with me. I hope you guys have a great night. I will see you again tomorrow. Right? Yes? What's that? Yeah. Feel the love.